Hello, my name is Maria and today we will talk about the foreclosure. How does it work? How to take part in the auction? And how great it is to buy it in Ukraine. Or not? So let's start from defining what foreclosure is in practice. Foreclosure is a situation in which a homeowner is unable to make mortgage payments as required, which allows the lender to seize the property, evict the homeowner, and sell the home as stipulated in the mortgage contract. During the initial stages of foreclosure, the bank or lender actively seeks to resolve a debt and return the ownership of the home to a buyer. However, after a significant time has passed, the lender often simply issues an eviction notice to the buyer. They determine that recouping the loan will be best accomplished by putting the home back to the market and sell it to a new buyer. Homes in foreclosure are owned by the lender that provided the individual or family with money to purchase a home. If the debt is never paid off, the lender then owns the home outright. The goal typically is then to sell the foreclosure in bundles. If the lender is willing to sell a foreclosed home on an individual basis, it will be listed with a realtor. So how would you react if you would hear that a fully finished apartment in a completed building and even in the capital can be purchased absolutely legally 2-3 times cheaper than its market price? It sounds unrealistic, but it is possible thanks to auctions. Are you surprised? Now let's go deeper. Auctions have become actively in demand in Ukraine not so long time ago, and right now we have these two websites, main ones for auctions. This government auction system and also this one. First one doesn't have English version, but you can easily translate it with the Google Website Translate, and second one has the English version. Both links will be down below the video, as well as the links to my previous videos about property taxation in Ukraine, documentations, and what you need to know before investment. So as we can see, you can save money and buy everything you need using one state portal. In addition, they offer full support from the beginning of the transaction to its full implementations, both for individuals and legal entities. Often at public auction, most apartments are classified as collateral. They are sold in order to get the maximum price as soon as possible, which potential buyers are ready to pay. Often at public auction, most apartments are classified as collateral. They are sold in order to get the maximum price as soon as possible, which potential buyers are ready to pay. If the auction is conducted on a voluntary basis, the apartment owners themselves are interested in the sale. If a forced auction is held by a court decision, then the purpose of the auction is to recover the debt and receive compensation for the confiscated property. By the way, have you ever bought something after foreclosure? And what websites are main ones for this in your country? So how to participate in the auction? In general, almost everyone can participate in the electronic auction if they can fulfill a number of conditions. You must have enough money to buy real estate. Logical. Choose reliable online auction. Make analysis of the properties listed in the auction. Register on the selected site. Be sure to get an electronic signature. Make an advance payment for the object or objects you like for each separately. Wait for the end of the auction. If you won, deposit the remaining amount on time. If you lose, return your deposit. To become a participant in the auction after choosing a platform for trading, you need to submit an application to the organizer with all the necessary documents provided for by the auction rules. Conclude a deposit agreement, which is necessary to participate in almost any auction. Wait for the decision of the commission to include you in the list of auction participants. Be sure to consider the fact that you may be denied participation if the documents were submitted late and/or do not meet the requirements specified in the auction. The applicant has violated any regulations, rules, or the law. When the protocol is signed, you automatically become a bidder, which implies your presence at the auction at the specified place and at the appointed time, with identity documents or a notarized power of attorney if another person can act on behalf of the applicant. Those participants who have lost their deposit are returned within 3 working days after the end of the auction. The winner, in due time, must pay the remaining amount in the prescribed manner and thence concludes a sale and purchase agreement and formalize the ownership. Also, where to find an auction in Ukraine? In addition to the before-mentioned auctions, there are a number of others in Ukraine. For example, here you can also register to hunt for great deals. Links will be down below the video. Pros and cons of trading. Of course, auctions have their advantages and disadvantages. Indeed, depending on the type of auction and the property on display, the buyer may face a number of risks. If we talk about voluntary bidding, then the value of the lot in the course of competition may even exceed the market price of real estate. Therefore, in order to save money, it is better to pay attention to apartments seized for debts. In this case, the price can be 2-3 times cheaper than similar offers on the real estate market. Also, the first pitfalls appear here. Without a doubt, everything is legal and transparent at voluntary auctions. The buyer practically does not risk anything. The only thing that needs to be done is to make a security deposit of it up to 15% of lot value, which is not refundable in case of refusal to pay the full amount upon winning. Need your full attention now. If you participate in the auction for sale of confiscated property by a court order, the number of risk increases. Indeed, here, even after depositing the entire amount of the sale contract may be invalidated due to applications from the pledger's relatives who have all rights to the property sold, violation of the terms and conditions in the auction, invalidation of the original mortgage agreement, for example, lack of consent of one of the spouses. If a minor child is registered in the apartment, there is no permission from the guardianship and guardianship authorities to complete the transaction, and so on. This is one of those few moments when investing in real estate in Ukraine when you can face corruption, especially if it is real estate in a city center. And even if at first everything may seem clean, then a lot of problems may appear, which in the end may end up with the fact that you will lose property without a refund. I also want to add a situation that if a person cannot pay off mortgage, they sell a property themselves using realtor without any auction. So all the listings in the auction websites is under question in Ukraine. Because even if a non-problematic property is listed, most likely it will be bought by close friends of the ones who listed it, because the auction website is the last one in the chain of information flow. Everyone likes cheap real estate. Now I can relieve that you know this info and will not get into trouble. And remember, sometimes it's better to pay a bit more, and at the end you will receive no problems. Thank you for watching this video. I'm so overwhelmed every time I see your comments, likes and shares, and also don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye and see ya!